If you're reading this, that means I'm dead. And staying that way. But don't be sad, because that just means I can love you forever. Always yours. Merrick.
Cheers, love.
Hey you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. So one of the most useful features of Season 7 is the inclusion of these folk, the Sovereigns. An easy place for us captains to hand in our loot with ease, and not worry about the long and dull process of running back and forth for every single piece of loot. It's essentially Rare's substitute for wheelbarrows, and quite frankly the wheelbarrow would have been far more awesome. But who are these people? Where did they come from? Why are they doing us this massive service and asking for no coin in exchange? What possible footing can they have within the Sea of Thieves universe if they're simply not making any profit? Well, it's because they're the real type of evil. The type of evil that any freelancer fears. No, not a smack-talking bobblehead or a mask-wearing type of evil, but the kind of evil that all freelancers lay awake at night about. The kind of evil that instinctually we are all hard-programmed to fear. They are
a franchise.
They be taking our jobs. So the Sovereign's agenda is indeed not as clean-cut as everyone might think. They hide a secret that only a few have picked up on, and it comes from a singular sigil that is not easily spotted. This sigil can be seen when they are staring at orders during their idle animations, which they swiftly remove from sight when we get close. The sigil that can be seen here is none other than the sigil used by the Grand Maritime Union. For those who don't know, the Grand Maritime Union are the Sea of Thieves universe version of the East India Trading Company. History time! Except it's kind of interesting because pirates. The East India Trading Company was an English and later British joint stock company founded in the 1600s. The company seized control of large parts of the Indian subcontinent, colonized parts of Southeast Asia and Hong Kong, and kept trading posts and colonies in the Persian Gulf. The company, which benefited from imperial patronage, soon expanded its commercial trading operations, eventually having a monopoly over pretty much all of the known waters in the world. And although pirates often made a good haul from their ships, their brute force and numbers eventually overwhelmed pirates and buccaneers to near extinction, either through battle or offering pirates to become privateers for their cause, which was often taken up as the coin they offered was much better than their lives as a swashbuckler. They took over black market ports, ransacked pirate towns and harbors, and did it mostly with the superpower known as money. People like money, and pirates were greedy, so they didn't pose much of a problem. Essentially, the East India Trading Company bought out piracy, and this was the end of the golden age of piracy, and in came the new dawn, the evil empire known as
the Tax Department.
The Grand Maritime Union in Sea of Thieves are the same, however they suffer from one big problem. They cannot bring their armada through to the Sea of Thieves, mainly because their ships and their fleets were simply too big to pass through the Shroud, and if they brought them in one by one, us scallywags would soon send them home packing. Plus they likely don't know the correct passage. And they have tried, as you can see the evidence of their attempts, not only when passing through the Shroud in the Maiden's Voyage, but also within Pirate's Life Tall Tale 1. The flags on this town are that of the Grand Maritime Union, and the ship graveyard, and possibly even the majority of its ghostly residents, are possibly what is left of their attempt. And the cursed captain was probably being pursued by them when he ended up here. The sigil on their ships can also be seen in the Sea of Thieves comics, mostly talked about in chapters between DeMarco and Lassetti, and to escape to a pirate paradise away from these people is something mostly all pirates would want. Sea of Thieves, in a sense, is a pirate paradise. A pirate paradise with an eternal undeath torment from a whole host of fantasy creatures and monsters, but still a paradise. Sort of. So rather than sending through their own people and ships into the Sea of Thieves, much like the East India Trading Company used to do, they would enlist buccaneers to do their work for them. This is why, if you notice when talking to some of the Sovereigns, they often start a sentence with their common accent and then quickly shift to a more refined tongue. This exact scenario was also seen in the Pirates of the Caribbean, when Barbossa was enlisted by them, going from a scabby pirate to, well, a scabby not pirate. But what's their purpose for doing this? Well, think about it. The majority of us no longer deal with the trading companies anymore. We just go directly to them, which is essentially making the trading companies useless, not just from a mechanic perspective, but also a story perspective. The trading companies could simply disappear and we wouldn't even bat an eyelid, as long as we're still getting money, right? And in the process, the GMU would have access to all of the skulls packed full of knowledge, all of the cursed treasure, and most importantly, all of the power. This is a foothold on the free pirate paradise. This is how Starbucks started. So what does this mean for the future? And will it make an impact? The likelihood is actually quite positive. In the Xbox showcase, the developers teased that we will see a new adventure coming this year, which will offer the players another choice, much like Lost Sands. But they also stated that this choice will go above and beyond something as small as an outpost, but could effectively change the very core of the game. Could it be possible that the Sovereigns themselves could take over all the trading companies, and will be offered a choice? Save the trading companies, or give in to greed and embrace the new age of privateer life?